Hi, this is Crystal, and we're going to be teaching you about God today. Let's say our prayer from the tops of our head, to the tips of our toes, from the lobes of our ears to the end of our nose, from our backs to our front to our wiggly fingers. God loves us! Yay! Let's sing 10, 9, 8. God is great. Stop! Oh, sorry, I didn't realise the song had ended. So, we're getting visited by our special friend. Drum roll, please. Crystal. Grandma.
Hey, Ollie.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Oh, I'm good, thank you.
So, are you ready to hear our stories today?
I'm ready listening.
So, it's about special places.
Special places, I love special places. Ice cream shop and, yeah, donut shop.
Or donut shops, that's good.
Donut shops, oh, I'm good. Let's hear about the donut shop.
Oh, have you heard about Domar before?
Yeah, I have, let's listen.
Okay, special places. Jessie had a special place she loved to go. It was a quiet place, high up on the moor.
Oh, I can get up on the moors. Okay.
Not the moors.
Isn't that what you said?
Spelt the set. Not the Ollie and Richard and Kylie moors.
Oh.
Moors is in the land formation.
Oh, okay, out on the moors. Okay, yep.
High up on the moor, above her.
I'm on the moors.
No, not that moor, Grover.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so it's out in the moors.
Above her house. It was by a stream. It took Jessie about 40 minutes to get from our home to the special place. Sometimes she stayed there for 4 hours.
Well, if you've walked all that way, you'd want to be there for a while, wouldn't you?
I guess. Listening to the birds and watching the water bubble.
I could be a bird.
Down on the hillside, sometimes Jessie took a friend with her to her special place. Sometimes she went alone. If you ask Jessie why she loved her special place on the moor, she would have probably told you other moor, Grover. Why she loves her special place on the moors, other moors, Grover. She would have probably told you that she loved the quiet of the moors. She had found that it was a good place to sit and think.
Oh, yes, it is a good place to sit and think, isn't it?
Grover, other moors.
So nuts. Oh, sorry. Oh, well, that sounds good for Jessie. Anyone else?
Yeah, more. David and Michael, I think that's Michael.
Yes.
David and Michael have a special place. It was in their house, behind the sofa in the front room. They kept some of their... I'm not the sofa, Grover.
Oh, well, this is a sofa.
That's a chair.
Oh, it's a chair. Okay. Well, yeah,
Behind the sofa in the front room, they kept some of their toys there. As long as they did not leave a mess, Mum did not seem to mind them playing there. It was a good place to play on a wet day.
Oh, yeah, I love playing on wet days. Play.
Do you like jumping up and down in muddy puddles?
Oh, no, don't mind muddy puddles. It gets stuck in my fur. Anyone else? That was David and Michael.
Claire's family always went to the same place for their holiday. It was a house at the seaside. Claire could remember playing in the sands when she was tiny. She and her brother enjoyed looking for crabs in the sea pools. Her mum liked sitting on the sands with a book and sometimes helped make a sandcastle. Her dad often took her and her brother for a walk or to play golf on the dunes. Claire's family always went to the same place for their holiday. It was their special place.
Wow, that's pretty cool. It's nice to have a special place where you go on holidays, isn't it?
Yeah, some of the Bible people had special places.
Oh, who?
Jesus often went to quiet places when he wanted to think. Moses sometimes talked to God up on a mountain. Women often met together at the side of the well. Elijah, not Elijah, once slept in a quiet cave. Maybe you have a special place. Where's your special place, Grover? Don't tell me a donut shop.
Oh, yeah. Do you have a special place?
Anywhere that's not too loud, too bossy, but mainly the cinema.
The cinema?
And acting classes.
And acting classes?
Those
oh,
are-
yeah.
They're my happy
Anywhere
places.
else?
No,
Anywhere at home?
my bedroom mainly.
Oh, bedroom. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Where?
Oh, so Moses went up a mountain. Can we hear about Moses?
Okay, let's go.
After a long time, there came a new Pharaoh who didn't know the stories and the things that Joseph had done. He made God's people slaves. He was worried because God's people kept getting bigger and bigger. And so he ruled that all the baby boys should be killed. A mother made a basket out of bulrushes and put her baby in it. And she put the basket in amongst the reeds. The Pharaoh's daughter came and found the baby. She named him Moses, and he grew up in the palace. When he was a young man, Moses saw an Egyptian beating one of God's people, and so he killed him. And he ran off into the wilderness. There he lived with Jethro, and he married Zipporah, one of Jethro's daughters, and he looked after the sheep. One day, he went to Mount Horeb, which is also known as Mount Sinai, a special place. And when he was there, he saw a bush that was on fire, but wasn't burning up. And God spoke to him from the bush and told him that God's people's cries had been heard. He was going to rescue him. And God asked Moses to go and speak for the people. Moses said, "Who am I to do that?" And God said, "I will go with you." "What's your name?" "I am Yahweh. I am who I am." "Can't someone else go?" said Moses. And God said, I will send your brother Aaron to speak for you. And so Moses went to the Pharaoh, and he asked that the Pharaoh would let God's people go free. And he went lots of times, and the Pharaoh kept saying no. And bad things happened to the Egyptians, and eventually the Pharaoh said yes. And Moses led the people through the waters of the Red Sea. And they travelled in the wilderness for 40 years. And the people got hungry and they grumbled. But God showed that he was with them by sending the manna and quail to eat. And the people got thirsty, and they complained to Moses. And so God told Moses to take his staff and to strike a rock. And out of it came flowing water. But something happened so that Moses didn't represent God in front of the people the best way. And so God told Moses that he would get to see the promised land, but he wouldn't be able to enter it. Eventually, the people reached Mount Sinai, that place where God had spoken to Moses. And Moses went up the mountain to talk with God, and the people waited and waited and waited. And the people started to wonder if Moses was ever going to come back again. And so they asked Aaron to make a new god for them. So Aaron got all the gold that the women were wearing, and he made a golden calf. The people worshipped it. Well, eventually, Moses came down the mountain with the 10 best ways to live. His face was shining because he had met God. But when he saw the golden calf and the people worshipping it, he broke the tablets on which the 10 best ways were written. He was very sad and very angry. But then he went back up, and God gave him the 10 best ways to live again. And God gave him instructions to make a special box, Ark of the Covenant, into which he would put the 10 best ways to live. And then God told him how to build a tent, tabernacle, around the ark. And when they built that tent, God's presence came down on it. Eventually, after 40 years of wandering in the desert, they came to another mountain, Mount Nebo. And there Moses looked out, and God said, God's people will have the promised land, but you will not get there. And Moses died. And still to this day, we're not sure exactly where Moses was buried. I wonder which part of this story you like the best. I wonder which part of the story you think is most important. I wonder which start of the story might be about you or that you might be in. I wonder if there's any part of this story that we could leave out and still have all the story that we need. You might want to pause and chat with your family about those wondering questions.
So lots happened to Moses, didn't it? And God looked after him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was lots of stories. God looks after us, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
And when we're feeling a bit worried, we can go to our special place.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, that's a good thing to go. Oh, you know another special place?
Well.
Church.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we can go to church, that's pretty cool. And family service.
Yeah, we're in church right now, aren't
We
we?
are in church right now. Oh, it's pretty cool. Well, we better say goodbye to everybody,
Yeah.
had we?
See you, Grover.
Bye. Have a good rest of your holiday. Bye, Crystal. Oh, thank you, Crystal. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Just watch out for the cream cheese.